I'm Dan Galusha and welcome to another edition of Shootin' Plink. Today we've got the Henry H015-223 back with us, along with the Skinner scope. Yeah, I know, I've been shooting it, but we're going to have our second opinion. I've been telling you about that it's coming up in the last two videos. Well, today we've got Brandon Rogalla with us. And Brandon, you want to come on in here?
How's it going, Dan?
Fine, and here is the 223 that Henry's got, single shot. Take a look at her. We're going to be shooting it, folks, at 50 yards, but we're over here right now in our 25-yard range, but we're not going to be shooting it here. So you can take a look at it there. You got any questions on it? Or there, you did something right there that I was just going to talk about. On this, and I did a special video on that. You notice now the lever's hard to...
Right.
Okay, what you have to do is when you close that, you have to push the lever. If you close it without pushing the lever, it will stick.
Huh.
And I don't know if that's something, and I've told them before, I don't know if that's something that's actually normal with these or not. I've not been able to hear yet. But it does make it really difficult to get that thing back open at that point. You want to try to... There you go. Okay, now, when you do it, when you close it again, you take the... Nope, now it'll lock again.
It's locked again.
Yeah. Okay, now,
Which
push
isn't
the
too
lever.
bad.
When you close it, push the lever. Bring it back.
Okay.
Now try it.
Ah.
Yeah, a lot easier.
It is.
And that's what you have to do. And you know, I did that before and told you all about it. And the scope, hopefully, is sighted in. You know, we already did the show on that. But I did a little bit of tweaking. So hopefully I'm throwing it off for Brandon. But
We'll find out.
Yeah, we're going to be finding out here. So let's head on over to the 50-yard range, do some shooting, and then Brandon can get an idea of what the Skinner scope is like that we've got. And again, for those of you that have not seen, subscribe so that you can see what's coming up. But that right there is a 1:6 by 24. So you can actually bring it down, and it is a red dot scope. And that red dot does not enlarge with the magnification. And a lot of people have asked me that. But like I said, Brandon's going to be shooting it. He's going to find out what it's like. And, well, let's get over the 50-yard range and do some shooting. Okay, we're down here now at the 50-yard range. I was telling Brandon some of the things about the scope, the fact it's got the red dot, and also the hammer extension, because the fact that that is under that scope, we need an extension. You cannot get your thumb in there to cock that back. And what we're going to do is we're going to fire some rounds at that without using the red dot. Then we're going to see what happens actually using the red dot, if it makes a difference. So I'm going to zoom you in on this target, and then Brandon's going to be able to shoot at it. Well, you hit the target.
I was down and to the left.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that means that it probably needs to be switched out just a little bit. Tweaked. You want to try some with the red dot yet?
Yep,
Or?
we'll try it with the red dot now. You said just turn it?
Yeah, turn it on whichever intensity you want. There's a spot between each one of them that will be an off position, and the others will be on, and it'll go up to an intensity all the way to 6. So it'll be 1 to 6. Can you see the dot now?
Yep.
Okay.
That does make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a little bit to the left.
Okay, it probably needs to be, the scope needs to be adjusted a bit, but you are hitting the target, that's for sure. You're definitely hitting the target, there's no doubt about that. You can see better than, I imagine the folks at home can see too, because yeah, I can see now looking in the camera that it's kind of going to the left. Well, we did a little bit of tweaking on the scope, and we actually changed ammunitions. We went from Tula to Igman, and Igman's made in Bulgaria, and it seemed like it did help us some. There's not a lot of difference, it doesn't seem like, in the two of them as far as the way they're hitting, but Brandon's going to try some of that Igman, and we're going to see if that works. I mean, we're getting real close to that center area, and that's what we're looking for. See where you hit?
Yeah, it was close to the same ones you had.
Right in around the center area? Okay. Well, that scope's working. I mean, this is such a fine-tuned scope that we got it centered back, and if it hit where I've been hitting, then that's where I got it tuned. And Brandon's going to try another one here.
One more.
Which type did you put in there?
Same thing.
Igman. Okay.
Igman.
Yeah, it looked like it hit close to the middle.
Things I do notice, it is a heavier gun. But there's hardly any recoil with it. One thing I do notice about it, when you open this, it doesn't eject your shell. It's kind of nice to be able to clean up after yourself. I do like that it doesn't eject it. Overall, it's a beautiful gun. The Skinner scope is very nice. It's got that red dot for some of us that are getting older and can't see the crosshairs.
Yeah, it definitely is nice to have that, and like I told you before, folks, it's got up to 6 power. And
well, at 50 yards, I mean, we're hitting the target every shot.
Yeah, we've hit. I'm going to get around here too. We've hit the target, period, all the time, and that's I don't know, about 12-inch gong we've got up there that you see. In fact, while we're here, I'm going to run up there and get that target, and then we're going to take a look at that too, because Brandon's already been telling you about the gun here and the things that he likes about it. Nice thing too about it, and Brandon got to see that, is when we were adjusting those sights, we were able to very easily reset the dial to 0 on top. The top one, the turret one.
And the caps come off nice and go right back on nice. You don't have to worry about cross-threading them.
They do. I mean, that is amazing, because a lot of them, I know you guys have run into this. You'll go to put your cap back on and you can't get it on in a hurry, you cross-thread it, you do whatever, and those things really go on nice. They're just super. But that top one, you just lift up the turret and put it back to 0, drop it back down, and you're right on 0 so that you know where you're going to click one way or the other. Andy Larson, who owns Skinner, he told me what he does is he sights that in at 100 yards. Then he zeroes it, puts it 2.5 more clicks up, and he's right on at 200 yards, and then all of his little lines across there go at different ones up to, I think, 400 or 500 yards, he said. So works out pretty good that way for him. But we're not shooting at 100 yards, like I've told you a lot of times before. We don't have 100 yards here unless we shoot catty corner, and then we're going to have to knock some trees down, and Brandon and I don't want to do that. So anyway, let's go get that target, and I'll show you what we've been doing and what we were doing on the sighting end. All right, we got the target, and we're going to show you this. When Brandon was first firing at this, and I told you at that time it needed a little bit of retweaking because I hadn't monkeyed around with it, which I shouldn't have done, but I did. Well, he was hitting over here in this area, so we had to bring it back there. And what I did is I took the sight, I aimed it at the middle, and I started bringing it back. Well, when it's not in a vise, you have a bit of a problem because you're hoping that you're coming back right. Well, I was over in here is what happened. Then, once I got over this way, and there's 2 rounds right on top of here, I figured I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to spend any more time until I can get it into like a vise and really do it right. Because if I had that, like I said, in a vise type of a holding, then I could have just taken it, put the dot right in there, moved that over so it was on there, brought her back, shot, and it would have hit in the middle. We did that with one of Brandon's rifles. That was a 350.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that was pretty much dead on, and when his daughter Lauren fired it, she hit dead center. Brandon and I laid around right on top of one another, just off to like here, about right where that was. She fired it and she hit dead center. So that's what you can do in order to get it in there right. And as I said, we got it close enough because here's around here, and as you can see, that's where we had the orange target to start with. And we got some rounds right in there, and we haven't fired that many, and this one was just off. That one was one that, I'm not sure which one of us did that one. But anyway, it gives you an idea. His scope will really come in good. It'll hold the good that I've found so far. Naturally it held good, or I wouldn't have laid one round right on top of another one right there. But as you can also see, we were talking about that 550, AR 550 on the target. It is pitting. We talked about that, and it is definitely pitting. Brandon, is there anything else you want to say about the...
Overall, it's a great gun. Accurate.
Yep.
Shoots nice.
Yeah, and I had fired it already. You can look back at one of the other videos where I used the open sight, and we fired it there, and we did pretty doggone good with it. And we may end up taking this off, and we're going to put a Skinner peep sight on it, and then see how that works. So that'll be another video coming up down the line. Brandon, I want to thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Yep. And as always, Brandon always gives us some good insight on his opinion on these, and we're bringing him back with some more of them. So until next time, shoot safe and have a great day of plinking.